Well, we want to help you save some money by showing you some DIY projects this week, and we're going to be one project a week throughout the week, so you're going to want to make sure you make a date with us every single morning. But joining me to kick off this week's DIY theme is Angie Mazzillo, author of Many Hats blog and host of the Mom of Many Hats internet radio show. She's really generally a busy girl. I don't know how you have time to craft, but it's kind of part of your work, so I guess that works.
It is part of my work, and it's part of my practicality. I always say that you don't have to be creative or artistic to be crafty. I craft mostly out of practicality. What I'm going to show you today are some things that came out of practical needs. What we're going to look at today is the flip-flops and these hats that you see here. I was at a market and saw these flip-flops and thought, hey, you know, I can probably make those before I spend $30 or $40 on them.
Right.
So I went and
30 or 40, you were at a good market. I've seen for a lot more than that.
So my crafting comes out of practicality, and I think we need to explore that and not be afraid of that.
Okay, so, because what's at the worst we waste, what, like a couple bucks on a flip-flop?
Exactly, and you can find these cheap at any store right now. They're only a couple dollars.
These are cute.
Yeah, aren't they cute?
Okay, so get me started here, and then we can kind of DIY our way through it.
Okay, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to look at these flip-flops and we're going to look at these hats, and I'll have you start on the flip-flops.
Okay.
Flip-flops. I have some glue here. You can just paint some of this glue onto the straps of the flip-flops.
Okay.
Maybe a couple inches up on either side.
Do I need to be concerned with staying, you know, like, is it going to show through? Are you going to see the white through?
It dries clear. The lighter the color of flip-flops you have, the easier you'll want to be on the glue, because it is a flexible glue, and so it can pick up the dust and dirt. So
Gotcha.
You want to put enough, but
you think
not,
that's okay, or too much?
That'll work fine.
Are you being honest with me?
I am being honest with you, yes.
You wouldn't offend me just because I'm the host, because I'm a perfectionist, so I would want to do it right.
So when you have the flip-flops, when you're applying these gems, it's important to have the right type of glue. You need to have a flexible glue like this gem tack. I love to work with this gem tack for a lot of things, but that allows it, as you're walking and your feet are moving, the gems don't pop off.
Okay.
But it also allows you, when your flip-flops have worn off, you can take the gems off and reuse them again.
Oh, okay.
So you're saving some money.
Did you do this last season, or?
Yes, I did this last season. I've been doing these flip-flops for a couple of years. I've really enjoyed wearing them. It's been
You must get compliments.
I do, and here in Arizona, we can wear flip-flops most of the year, so why not make them pretty and enjoy them?
Well, it looks like bling is a common theme in not only your hats, but also these. So what's your best tip for getting the bling?
My best tip is to get them online. If you want to do the Swarovski type, the really sparkly ones, go online and buy them in bulk if possible.
Okay.
It saves you a lot of money. You can buy them at the arts and crafts store, but it's really not as economical as buying them in bulk.
Right.
We also have this hats here, and I wanted to show this technique too, because if you know these two techniques, you can do all of the things that you see on this table here. So this black cap here, I've just taken some fabric that I've cut out of a fat quarter that you find at Joann's, and I've cut out these floral patterns. And all I'm going to do is use this same gem tack flexible glue and just paint around the edges until you have all of the edges covered.
Now, I know you didn't bring your entire craft room with you today. If you were at home, would you use a small brush like this, or would you use like a foam brush? Or
for this type of glue, I like to use these types of brushes. The foam brushes are great, and I use them for a lot of things, but they soak up a lot of your product.
Okay.
And we want to save money when we're crafting, and we don't want to be wasteful. So once you've gotten all of your applique glued, you just put it on your hat in the way that you would want it to sit on your hat. Now, before you glue it down, it's a good idea to put the hat on your head and look in the mirror, make sure the placement's right. But once this is done, you use the same type of idea that we did on the flip-flops, use this same flexible glue, and just bling it up a little bit with the crystals.
So we're just going to add a dab of glue for all of these little crystals to be able to get that on there.
Yes, and it helps to tack down the applique as well as gives it that sparkle.
Now, over here on the end, as we wrap things up, it looks like you've used a little bit of just decorative ribbon.
Yes.
Same concept, you're just using a fabric glue?
Exactly, exactly. With the right types of supplies, you can do all of these things and just be very practical about it. Here we've used 3 different materials, and we have all of these different things we can do. We can do these bags, we can do these cute little necklaces, different types of flip-flops, hats, pillows, you name it, you can really decorate just about
Angie,
anything.
thank you so much. We're going to have information on how people can connect with you on internet radio and also your blog. That's all going to be available on SonoraLiving.com.